Say Sheryl Swoopes, Caitlin Clark, it's like, oh my goodness, Sheryl doesn't like her, so let's see what this is about.
Sheryl Swoopes really claimed that Caitlin Clark is 25 years old, takes 40 shots per game, and needed an extra year just to break scoring records.
Also talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right?
Be serious is this basketball analysis or stand-up comedy. The only thing Sheryl Swoopes is breaking with those claims is the internet. But then Cheryl Miller strolled in, grabbed the mic, and drawled, "Come on, you big dummies." Raw, the WNBA icon didn't just shut the narrative down. She torched it, roasting Swoopes on live TV without so much as a bead of sweat. So if you're sick of the bizarre anti-Caitlin Clark chatter and want the truth from someone who understands the game, stick around, because we're not merely dissecting Swoopes' shaky takes, we're obliterating every shady comment, every fake stat, every backpedal that pretends the internet has no receipts will be exposed. Punctuated by that legendary moment, Miller stared into the camera and repeated, "Come on, you big dummies." Yes, Swoopes really. Claimed Clark is 25, hoists 40 shots a night, needed an extra year to break scoring records. Now let's tear that myth apart.
I was like, come on, you big dummies.
Before we dive into all the action, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest WNBA news, big moves, and game breakdowns. We've got you covered, don't miss out. Let's set the record. Straight Sheryl Swoopes is a legend, no question. She's a trailblazer, WNBA icon, and her legacy is etched into the very foundation of women's basketball. Her jersey belongs in the rafters, and her name sits comfortably among the all-time greats. She helped build the game we see today, and that deserves respect. But lately, instead of sounding like the basketball royalty she is, Swoopes has been coming off more like a bitter relative stuck in the past. Rather than dropping wisdom, she's dropping shade. Rather than uplifting the next generation, she's side-eyeing them like they owe her something. And yes, she really said Caitlin Clark is 25 years old, takes 40 shots a game, and needed an extra year to break scoring records.
Just for Caitlin, but you asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
From the moment Caitlin Clark began lighting up RNS breaking records, selling out games, and drilling logo threes, Sheryl Swoopes seemed triggered, as if someone cut off her Netflix mid-show. She came out swinging, loud, wrong, and oddly confident, morphing from Hall of Famer to hater in real time, tossing out takes that made Clark sound like a 29-year-old intramural ringer, armed with a time machine and a stack of fake birth certificates. One day Swoopes questioned Clark's stats, the next she claimed she was too old, and then she pivoted again, predicting Clark would flop in the pro-spoiler. She dominated from day one. At this point, Swoopes' commentary resembles those Facebook uncles who insist every modern
NBA
star
where
is
you
overrated.
played 10 years and I played 20 years. That's not the same. This is, we can only play 4 years, right?
Yeah, and
there's no
so in the
stats.
COVID year, all
COVID
of
year,
that
I get to
is
play and
different,
like,
yeah.
oh, COVID happened.
When Caitlin Clark's actual age, jaw-dropping numbers, and day one dominance from the public, I think Sheryl Swoopes might dial it back. Maybe slip out a quiet, my bad, and exit stage left. But nope. She doubled down like a gambler pushing chips on a busted hand. Suddenly, she was everywhere. Podcasts, live stream cameos, salty tweets all part of an unofficial Why I Don't Like Caitlin tours that nobody wanted tickets to. Instead of celebrating the sports growth, Swoopes tried to dismantle the hype and wound up denting her own legacy. Watching a Hall of Famer shade the next generation felt less like tough love and more like insecurity in HD. Enter Cheryl Miller, the original GOAT. Blueprint and Queen, long before crowns, were in style who finally rose from their sideline seat. Strolled onto the all the smoke set and vaporized the news with one glorious line. "Come on, you big dummies." The room went silent, groaned.
Jack, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies.
The internet went full caps lock. Twitter turned into a block party, and TikTok lit up with instant remixes. You practically hear Sheryl Swoopes' microphone quietly unplugging itself in shame. Because that moment wasn't just a clapback hit, it was a cultural reset. With just 5 words, Cheryl Miller brought the house down and sent all the nonsense straight to voicemail. No long speech, no drama, just pure truth that cut through the noise like a mic drop from the heavens. And yes, this all came after Swoopes. Really, said Caitlin Clark is 25 years old.
I mean, look,
takes
as
40
much
shots
as
a
she
game
was
and needed an
given,
extra
you
year to
can't
break
tell me
scoring
if that door would have swung the other way where she didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
Come on, folks are still waiting for it to fall.
Exactly.
When a legend like Cheryl Miller speaks, you don't just listen. Grab a notebook and highlight every word. 5-word mic drop. Come on, you big dummies. Didn't merely trend. It carved itself onto basketball's Mount Rushmore. Sound bites reminding everyone who still owns the truth in women's hoops. Now, let's drag the fake narratives into the sunlight. Caitlin Clark is 22, barely old enough to rent a car without extra fees, so forget that 25-year-old. Veteran me. She averaged 22.7 shots a night, not the mythical 40 swoops pulled from thin air. Unless we're counting layup lines, practice reps, halftime trick shots, a few imaginary buckets in NBA 2K, and the idea she needed an extra year. To break the NCAA scoring mark, False Clark shattered the record in the standard 4 seasons. Same as Kelsey Plum. Ignoring the COVID bonus year she could have taken, that's not extra time, that's extra talent. But here's what really rattles the haters. Clark isn't just the scorer she is. Floor general who led the WNBA in assists as a rookie, boosted every Fever teammate's game, carried the franchise back to relevance, all while shouldering criticism with a grin. Teammates don't rally behind a selfish gunner. They rally behind a leader on, and Indiana finally notched that first win. It was Cheryl Miller waiting courtside, arms open, telling her, "I'm so proud of you. Savor this. Keep being you." If anyone's still pushing the fantasy, that Clark is 25, fires up 40 shots a game, and needed bonus seasons to break records. Consider this the official laundry day.
He was getting hit with everything left and right, and I just said, I hugged her, I said, I'm so proud of you. I go, savor this, use this as a formula. I said, but keep being you.
That wasn't just a hug, it was a moment. A powerful gesture of solidarity, the kind of genuine support Caitlin Clark had been missing from the legends who came before her. In that instant, it felt like the basketball universe hit reset. The noise faded, the bitterness quieted, and finally, the right people, true pioneers like Cheryl Miller, were standing in her corner. And to think all of this came after Sheryl Swoopes really said Clark was 25 years old, took 40 shots a game,
you spent some time with Caitlin Clark.
Best coaching job ever!
Best coaching job ever.
Best coaching job ever!
Sheryl Swoopes' math is so wildly off base, it's as if your calculator insisted 2 + 2 = 22. And you had to spend summer school relearning arithmetic while it bragged about its genius, to run through her greatest misfires. Clark is 25. Wrong born in 2002, she's 22, unless Swoopes is using dog years or the Mayan calendar. Clark fires up 40 shots a night. Nope, she averaged 22.7. Cheryl Mustoff binged a 3-hour highlight reel and mistaken YouTube autoplay for a single game. Clark needed a 5th year to break the NCAA scoring record. Blosagon she smashed. It in the standard for seasons, same as the legends before her. The confidence with which Swoopes touts these errors is almost impressive. Like someone barreling down the wrong highway screaming, "Trust me, I know a shortcut," while ignoring every exit sign. Meanwhile, the real story is leadership. Clark walked into a struggling franchise and with vision, grit, and elite playmaking, turned it into a rising power, exactly what true legends like Cheryl Miller
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, she brought some on herself, a little bit, because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her.
Some people seem determined to despise Caitlin Clark. But the young star isn't begging for the spotlight it found her. With Aaliyah Boston patrolling the paint, Clark orchestrating from the top, and a fearless cast around them, in the end, is turning highlight reels into nightly appointments. And Cheryl Miller saw it before everyone else, calling the fever fearless and only warming up. Miller passed the torch with grace. Take it, Shine. Go further than I ever could, while Sheryl Swoopes tried to snuff it out. Inventing fake stats and tossing shade that only dimmed her own legacy. True legends don't crumble when someone else shines. They mentor, elevate, and understand that another woman's glow never steals their light. That's why Miller will always command respect, while haters trip over their bitterness. Clark's game is deeper than numbers elite vision, surprising defense, and relentless work hand. Every night she proves the doubters wrong. Not with chatter, but with buckets, assists, and a smile.
Ow!
So, choose your side, team legacy or team bitterness, because, as Miller put it best, come on, you big dummies.